Hi, it is the human operating system time. So today I like to clear up the mess of two concepts which we can hear it in the YouTubes or Qigong or meditation forum. So these two concepts, the first one is think about nothing. Meditation is think about nothing. Okay, that's the first concept we want to clear up today. We want to know what the heck's going on. The second concept is, we always can hear this too, clearing your mind is basically impossible unless you are enlightenment or you are dead. Okay, so this is the second concept we want to look into it. So I heard those two concepts in last week, and I have a pretty busy week last week. Many friends around the world visited me. We talk about or chat about meditations and so forth. And these two things comes up. So I like to share with you what it is, what is going on. And the bottom line is to get result for your meditations. Okay, so if we meditate, if we cannot get result, that is problem. Okay, now speaking of that, in this week, my friends always question me or challenge me, why do people have to buy this book? Okay, well, friends, even friends, they can challenge me, and I tell them three things. Why do you need to buy this book? Number one, if you want to get result from your meditations, you need it, because this is a systematic process modeling books, and you can see the mechanics very clearly. The second thing is a thin book, but it collects all necessary informations inside there. So one save time. The third is, this is the first book in this era where we sum up the common denominator in a process modeling way, so that it's clear. So it is a science. So I tell my friend, that's the three reasons why this book need to exist in this era. Okay, so as you can hear from me here, that it always is about process modeling, and getting scientific. Let me share with you the background, okay, of this meditation stuff. Okay, also it involved in Qigong stuff. We need to understand that there are different type of teaching out there today. Okay, if we understand this, then we can go clear out the mess. But we need to first understand this. So all these meditations and Qigong, or I would say that most of these meditations and Qigongs today, which is popular, well, people will say, well, this is based on Buddhism's, it's related to Buddhism and so forth. So the issue we need to know right now is, so what is Buddhism? What is Buddhism? It turns out that there are 4 categories of teachings today when people talk about Buddhism. So this is the 4 category. Number 1 is called Buddha Dharma. Okay? This Buddha Dharma is the teaching of the Buddha. Buddha Dharma, in today's terms, today's language, it is a science. A science. Or we can call it science of life. That is Bodhidharma, what Bodhidharma is about. And then later on, somebody took this Buddha's teaching, the Buddha Dharma. They make it into Buddhism. This is the religion. The religion Buddhism. Okay? And then further on, some scholar translate the scriptures of the Buddhisms and then add into their philosophy and so forth, study their thinking and so forth, make it into the Buddhist study. So at this point, you related to the philosophy department, the psychology and so forth, okay, studying the thinking, the philosophy of Buddhism, okay. And then it evolved down to what I coined as the pseudo Buddha Dharma. Okay, so pseudo Buddha Dharma. Those are the things what we mainly see today. Oh, this is related to Buddhism. Oh, I am a monk. Okay, I study from a monk, and this is Buddhism. And in fact, this is some kinds of Buddhism practice. Add up some kinds of self-interpretation, and then add up some kinds of they can grab some kind of scientific proof, partial here and there. So now you're looking at the 4 things here. Okay. So now, when we talk about meditation, one need to know which type of category this so-called meditations come in. Which are that belongs to? Okay. Does it belong to the Buddha Dharma? The Buddha Dharma, which is based on what? Surangama Sutta, Yoga Cara Bhumi. It is a science. Okay. Now, say in Surangama. Okay. The Surangama is said clearly. Follow or going through the learning, study and investigations, experiment to enter into samadhi. This is a quote in Surangama Sutta. Follow the learning, study and investigations, experiment to enter into samadhi. That is scientific, that is science. And in the Surangama also is said, instead of you learn and memory what I am teaching, why don't you experiment with it? That is in Surangama. Okay? Now, in Yogacara Bhumi, the Yoga Charabhumi, the steps, the process steps is clearly laid out. That is the practice of the meditations, the samatha and the vipassana, in there. So that is the Buddha Dharma is a science. Now, when you get into the Buddhism, the the religion, then you start to get into my traditions, my lineage, according to this Grand Master. And then you start to make Buddha is like the creator of the universe, something like that. And you don't question. There's the Buddhism religion. Okay, which is no longer the same thing as what the Buddhism, the Buddha teaching. When you put the ism there, it's no longer the Buddha teaching. Okay, and then when you get into this Buddhist study, it becomes philosophy. It's like, for example, this thing about nothing. What the heck are you talking about? Okay. Is it still as the teaching of the Buddha? Learning, study and investigate, experiment and enter in the samadhi? Or you just say, oh, think about nothing. Or clear your mind is basically impossible. Do you know what it is? Or you just use your mind to deduce, to think, to speculate, to debate ideas. Okay, those are philosophy thing. And then when you get into the pseudo Buddhism stuff, well, as we can see today, there are many people who do motivation. Oh, I learned this from my guru. Oh, about meditation is about this, about that, and I learned this when I was a monk before, and I learned this from whoever. Okay, and then so, well, scientifically it's proved this, proved that. Well, in fact, if you look at that, is it still the Buddha Dharma? What is the process here? What is a life science? That is a problem now. So now, if you look at the meditation today, mostly is this thing, 2, 3, 4. Very rare. That's why I bring up the Yoga Charabhumi and Srangama Sutra. That is science. What are you guys talking about? Okay. Now, for science, because it is a science, then it has to be what? It has to be able to be validity, have a validity. Okay, science, right? And then it has to be reliable. It has to be able to verify and then be able to it's reliable, and then it's repeatable. Okay, that's science, right? So science means that you can practice the same thing, I can practice the same thing, and we're going to get the same result. That's science. Okay. So another word is that, for example, if we speak on the this Yoga Charabhumi, okay, Yoga Charabhumi, there are 9 steps in meditations. If you go through first step, second step, third step, fourth step, it will give the result within a ballpark, because it's validity, and it is the reliable, and then it is repeatable. Okay, the difference is that for example, if we take a math class, probably you can do math much better than me. However, we all know, math have additions, multiplications, divisions, subtractions. We all know about it. We know how to do the four functions of the mathematics, even though maybe you're faster than me, you're quicker than me. So it has to be like that. That is a science. Okay, and maybe somebody might be able to proceed to get a PhD in mathematics, doing partial differential equations and all kind of stuff up there. But maybe we just stay in the mathematics, usual mathematics, or calculus, or algebra. Okay, not get the high up there. But it is all valid, very verifiable, and then it is has to be reliable and repeatable, because this is a teaching which is scientifically proven. Again, it is learning, studying, investigating, and experimenting. It involves the 3 steps. Okay, and so it never is like, I believe so. I believe this meditation can do this. I think this meditation can do this. According to my tradition, this meditation is done this way. According to my lineage, according to me, who is learning, studying from this grandmaster or this guru, is like that. Okay, so there's the difference. And say, if we do not go through this scientific path, what are you going to expect to get? You can go watch in the YouTube. There are many so-called motivators, the people who do seminars in motivations, is trying to pose as a guru in meditation, say, according to me, learning from this guru, that guru in Himalaya, and so forth, meditation is done this way, and then you can manifest this, you can do this, you can link yourself to the divine. Seriously, you want to link that to the mindfulness and everything Buddhist? You better go read Surangama Sutra or Yogacara Bhumi. Read exactly what the Buddha said. What the Buddha teach on learning, studying, investigations, and experiment with it. The Buddha clearly tell Ananda in Surangama, instead of you memorize what I'm saying, why don't you go experiment with it? Okay? So there's no such thing as, according to my guru in Himalayas, or in China's mountain, or in Indonesia's Bali, or in whatever talk about. You better have this thing scientifically, the process step and everything lay out if you want to do meditations. Okay? Otherwise, it's going to go evolve into the pseudo meditation and so forth, and everybody will like, for example, right? Not just to pick up thing. When we talk about mindfulness today, we know that mindfulness is a function of calmness. We know that. If we not state this calmness or development of calmness, it is not Buddha Dharma. It is a pseudo Buddha Dharma, because it doesn't teach what Buddha is teaching. And how are you going to expect getting result? Okay? And also, the Buddha do not teach just one type of meditations to one student. in the Buddha's teaching, it taught that one need to sense, watch out one's body, understand one's body to change the meditation practice at different times. It's adaptive. Okay, that's why in this book, when I model that 4 core elements, one after one go through that 4 core elements, the body, the physical body, the mind, the breathing, the physical body, the mind, the breathing, and the energy neural layer, one be able to sense one's body and make adjustment. Another word is that we cannot prescribe a solution without knowing what is going on with this body. If we do not know the state of the physical, the mind, the breathing, and the energy neural, how can we prescribe anything? Like today, if you have stress, do meditation. If you have anxiety, do meditation. If you have nervousness, do meditations. Somebody even saying that meditations can improve immune systems and something deal with HIV. Are you out of your mind or what? So that's why I say those things are pseudo stuff. Okay? Now, this part is important so that you can see these classifications of Buddha Dharma and Buddhism, Buddhist study, and pseudo Buddha Dharma. Well, if you really want to get result from the Buddha's teaching, then you need to study the Buddha Dharma, which is a science. Okay? There's no magic, there's science. And the magic of make things happen is the science. That is the Buddha Dharma. Now, it's nothing wrong if you want to study following Buddhism, the religions. Okay? But that's different stuff. Now, if you like to debate on philosophy, on what you think, how you interpret, and you think what you interpret is proper, then you go through those Buddhist studies, philosophy, and all those things, translation of the scriptures. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? But you got to know that those things are not what the Buddha's teaching. And if you want to get result from the meditations, those are not likely to get you to where it is. Because as soon as it is get off from the sutta, the teaching, the process steps of what the Buddha lay out, then it goes somewhere else, no longer what it is. It's just like the process steps of making this marker. When we get off of the process steps, then it's no longer making the same marker. Okay, and then of course, if one want to have entertainment or having fun in this so-called Buddhisms, or you know what, I have apps too. You have a meditation apps, I have a meditation apps too, and it's a type of a recreations entertainment. That's fine too. The pseudo Buddha Dharma. But then don't expect to get all this samadhi stuff. You cannot get that. Okay? Now, that's why I said this important. Now, I just want to put this out front. The reason I make all this long and winding stuff, try to get everything details for you, is because I'm presenting an educations. And educations need to be clear so that people can get trained and understand what is going on. Okay? Now, let's focus into the concept of think about nothing. clearing your mind is basically impossible unless you are enlightenment or you are dead. Let's get into this right now. Focus into it and let's dissolve this. The reason why when one teach in the YouTube or somewhere else, or in the meditation forum or the Qigong forum, when they mention think about nothing, clearing your mind is basically impossible unless you are enlightenment or you are dead. Okay? That is because one do not know about the Buddha Dharma. And so if we model what is the basic of the Buddha Dharma, as in this book, the 4-layer models and the mind layer functions. If we clearly know about the mind layer models, which is include the 4 basic functions of we human: thinking, imaginations, attention, awareness, we are not going to say about think about nothing, or clearing your mind is basically impossible unless you are enlightenment or you are dead. We are not going to say that. If one understands that the mind have 4 functions. So it's number 1 is thinking, the second is imagination, the third one is attention, the fourth one is awareness. If one knows this, one be able to handle the mind, okay, which is according to the Buddha Dharma. One is not going to say think about nothing. One is not going to say clear your mind is basically impossible. Why? First, we have to understand the nature of the thinking and imaginations for all human. Thinking and imaginations. Okay? So thinking, the nature of thinking and imagination. Okay? Thinking and imaginations, if we do not refresh it, if for you guys who know computer, it's like your refresh memory. If you don't refresh your memory, and then the memory will clear itself after a long time. Okay, so you have the memory or you have the thinking, and then if you don't refresh it, it's going to go away. Okay, so it's like that. So you raise a thinking or an imaginations, and if you do not refresh it, it's going to decay away. Okay, so any thought, if you don't refresh it, meaning that you don't you ignore it, you let it be there, or imaginations, it decays away. Okay, so that is the nature of the thinking and the imaginations. Okay, so to clear the mind or thinking nothing, clear the mind or thinking nothing, what does that mean? For anybody who's experienced, one know, okay, for whoever experienced in handling the mind, say thinking, imaginations, attention, awareness, right? Think nothing and clear the mind, clearing the mind. What exactly it is actually As soon as you let your thinking decay by itself, your imagination decay by itself, what you left will be the awareness and attention probably. That is what the state is about. Okay? So is that possible to clear your mind? Or like this statement is said, well, clearing your mind is basically impossible unless you are enlightenment or you are dead. Well, do you need to be enlightenment or you are dead to clear your mind? You don't. You don't. And I want to show you how. Okay? You don't. Because this is human function. As soon as you ignore this thinking, ignore the imaginations, you have your awareness or some attention, but this is no longer thinking imaginations, and it is you are not evoking your thinking and imaginations. Okay, and also you don't go to this thinking within the thinking function. You say, well, I want to think nothing. What do you mean? When you already evoke your thinking, how the world is doing, you say, well, I'm going to think nothing. So what is nothing? You're still thinking something. Thinking nothing is thinking something. You drop the thinking function. You don't want to evoke the thinking function. That's what it is. Okay? So I make an example for you before. I want you to experience this. Experience this so-called clear your mind or thinking nothing. I want you to experience it. Okay? And so that first, you will never say thinking about nothing anymore, because that is not valid. Okay? And you are not going to say clear your mind is basically impossible, because you can do it. Okay, so it is like instead of to debate and to philosophical to explain thing about the taste of apple, if I give you a slice of apple, you eat it, then you know what it is, and then after that you are not going to say weird stuff anymore. Now, on this mind and this thinking, imaginations, and attention awareness, I want to give you an analogy so that here on you know what is the mind about. Okay? Mind is like this calculator. Okay? This calculator. You look at the screen right now, is nothing there. That is the clear the mind, okay, or the wrong term of saying that this is a thinking nothing. Okay, this is with the clear display here. Now, if I enter a number here, that is actually imaginations. Now you have something there, right? Now, I can perform, say, additions or subtractions here. That is thinking. Okay. Now, when I don't want to evoke the what do you call it, the additions, subtractions, and I don't want to punch the number here, and I clear up here, back to here. This is the awareness. Okay, this is the awareness. So mind is like a calculator. Okay, mind is like a calculator. It have these 4 functions. Okay, it is not that you want to keep have the clear screen. Okay, clear display, because a calculator with a clear display is useless. Okay, and you don't want to have all those imaginations or the numbers there and with all this function either. Okay, because if that fill the memory or the display of the calculator, you cannot use it to do other jobs. So a mind is like a calculator. You can clear the mind like the calculator, and also you can imagine and thinking to do the job for you. So just thinking mind is like this calculator, this simple, okay? And in meditations, you need to be able to handle this. If you don't be able to handle this, then what is the meditations about? Okay? Also, in meditations, in handling with mind, one need to know, like one know this calculator. Oh, this is the clear button, this is the number button or function button, and this is the operations, the additions and multiplications, so forth button. Otherwise, how can one use a calculator? And calculator is not sit there with a clear display. So one need to understand that. Okay, now. So now let's get you into the state of let the thinking and imaginations decay away, and with awareness left there. Okay, anybody can do it. You don't have to be dead, and you don't have to be enlightenment. Okay, which is contradict with what the saying of clearing your mind is basically impossible unless you are enlightenment or you are dead. Okay, so we want to get there, so that you know you can do it, and you are not dead, and you are not enlightenment. You're just human, and this is just a human nature. Clearing your mind is a human nature. Okay, so we can clear that up once for all. And also, it is not about thinking nothing. It is using other functions. So you don't want to use the term thinking nothing anymore. And okay, so there are two ways I can show you to experience this. On this clearing the mind, or okay, on this clearing the mind stuff. And we don't want to say thinking nothing anymore because it's not valid. It is the thinking nothing is somebody in the Buddhist study category, or the pseudo Buddha Dharma category, who have no idea what is the Buddha Dharma science, express it in their own imaginations or speculations that way. Okay, so the guy who really know Buddha Dharma will not say think about nothing. The guy who say think about nothing, you know that this belongs to the group of the philosophical guy who speculate using their thinking to speculate, or the pseudo Buddha Dharma guy who just create something out of whatever they like. Okay, now there are two ways to clear your mind. Two ways. Okay, in Zen, that is the sudden, it's a sudden enlightenment way, right? The Zen, right away you do it. And then that is the gradual way. Okay, so sudden, right away you get there. Second is the gradually you get there. So today I like to share with you this two way, and then if you do it with me, you know how to clear your mind anytime, at any place here on. Okay, so we drop the sentence, the concept of clearing your mind is basically impossible unless you are enlightenment or you are dead. Drop that, because it's not true. And we are not going to use the thing about nothing anymore, because it's more than what you think. Okay, now let's do it in the Zen way. Okay, so I will show you how to do it in the Zen way. Okay, Very fast, very quick way. Okay, just now I just paused for some times there. I paused for some times there. Some of you guys will waiting for me to say, to continue on, to tell you what is the sudden way, right? At that time, at the instance of that pause, when I do, at the instance when you wait, you don't think, you don't imagine, you have some attention on me, and you're waiting, you're aware. So that is how you clear your mind. Okay? So while you are waiting at me, you are not evoke the thinking, you are not evoke your imaginations, thinking, imaginations, awareness, and then attention. When you wait for me while I'm posing, you are not thinking, you are not imaginations. You have some attentions and aware while you're waiting. That's how you clear your mind. That's why there's a Zen way. You don't have to believe me. You go read the 6-part Sutta of the Zen. That is at the part of Hui Ming. The Hui Ming, he was chasing Hui Nen, the 6 patriarchs, and then he found him. And before Hui Nen, the 6 patriarch, telling the Hui Ming the original face and so forth, he stopped there, saying nothing, wait there for some time. That's what it is. You clear your mind. However, not everybody be able to do that. In Buddhism, you say that if you have that level of base, okay, because we all human different, then you can get it. Okay, in other words, if you're born with a certain calmness and everything, when you wait for me to talk while I'm posing, you by default get into this state where you not evoke your thinking and not evoke your imaginations. That's how it is. That's how clear the mind. Okay. Now, of course, different people have a different capability of how long the mind will clear. Say, for example, if I pause for 10 seconds, you might be able to clear your mind. But if I pause for 20 seconds, some of our friends might be able to still do it, but some start to get grouchy. The other thoughts coming up. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So that is depend on the person, and that is depend on the calmness. So as in Yoga Charabhumi, you see the first steps, the second steps is you extend the calmness. The third step is you minimize the what do you call it, the thinking and the imagination, which is pops out, meaning that the time between you know about it and let it go, getting shorter and shorter. And at the third step, that means the mind and the thinking, the self-evoked mind and the thinking, it decays much faster the more one practice. Okay, so the second step, like in the Yoga Charabhumi, is you get into this calmness, okay, clear the mind, you come up. So it is about how long you can do this, okay? And of course, within that, at the second state, you still have this. You still have this mind pops up, okay? So this is the second, is about this, how long you can get. That's the second. The third is this time. Now your thinking, your imaginations, when it pops up, this time, getting smaller and smaller as your calmness get deeper and deeper. Okay, so they have handled it. So of course, after the practice of meditation for a while, you become like that. Okay, or maybe if there's perfection, maybe something like that. Very sharp, small spike like that. Instead of it become small. That is the third step. And this, how long it can go, it is the second step. Okay? So this is the calmness. This is calmness. Okay, so the enlightenment way, the sudden enlightenment way, as well as just wait. Just wait, wait for somebody to complete his sentence. That is clear your mind. Okay, it's human nature. You can do it. Okay, it's like this calculator. There's a clear button. You push a clear button, it's over there. Okay, it's how long you can clear there, stay clear there. There is the calmness. Now, the gradual way. Okay, the gradual way. If you don't get it just now, right now let's do it this. Even if you get it just now, right now, let's do it this way. So you can confirm, verify, okay? Since science about validity and repeatability and then reliable. Okay, you can do this, okay? Now, let's use not even Buddhism to get you in the clear mind state, okay? How about let's use our Western religions, Christian, Catholic. We use the method to get in. Not even Zen, not even Buddhism. Why? Because this is human engineering, and because our ancestor in the ancient, they have the technology. Okay, it's not just Buddhism people or Taoism. It's not. Everybody in the world, we're human. Okay, so we want to use that. So now, in our Western religion, we have a term called Amen. Or sometimes we call Amin. Right? This term, right? In Buddhism, we have a term called Amitabha. Amitabha Buddha. So people recite this. Okay? So in the Western religions, we have this Amen, and in the Buddhism, we have Amitabha. We just use this term. So it doesn't matter if you're using Amen, or Amitabha. Let's get into it. Okay? Now, so how to get into it? Simple. Very simple. We know we have a breathing. Inhale, and then pause or whatever. Exhale, and then pause or whatever, and then inhale again. Okay? So this is inhale, this is exhale, this is exhale. Okay? And then this is pause, this is pause. Okay? So what we want to know is we don't care for this. We don't care for this. Okay? So this is inhale, exhale. Okay, that's our breathing, right? So what we want to do is we don't want to care for this. Just don't care. And we don't care for this either. We don't care for this either. So what we care is in this exhale, while we exhale. Okay? While we exhale, this is exhale. Now, let's do this. And we are exhaling. Okay? Exhaling, when you start the exhaling, we said Amen. And then Let the exhale go through. Over here, we just rest. Okay, rest. Do nothing. And then let the breathing by itself, it inhale, do whatever it likes. And then at the next exhale, you do the same thing. At the beginning, you say ah, and then min, and then you rest. So it is like this. Okay, it's just like this. When the exhale feels calm, Amen. Amen. So if you can see, I say Amen slowly. No, you don't want to shout. You don't want to. You just very natural, very comfortable. Amen. And then you rest. Amen. And then let the body do its own job of breathing or anything. Inhale, exhale, whatever. And then when you're comfortable, again you say Amen. And exhale. And then there is a rest here. You rest. Okay, and you don't want to jump right away to do Amen. No, you just Amen, you rest. Let the breathing take care of itself naturally. And then when it's full, and you say Amen. Okay? So in other words, you say Amen, rest, and then let it inhale, and then when it's full, when you feel comfortable, you say Amen, and then you rest again. That's how it is. If you do this for 5 to 10 times, for sure, at this rest time, your mind is clear. You have awareness there. You settle down. That is how to clear the mind. So we can go to Sunday school and to do prayer. Amen. Or at night before we sleep. Amen. Or any time when we hate the guts of somebody, we just Amen. You say 10 times. See whether you clear your mind or not. That's right. So that's what it is. That's how to clear the mind. It's not about thinking about nothing. When you say thinking about nothing is like you try to push all this function, additions, subtraction, multiplication, division, and you say doing nothing, pushing the button for no function. That's thinking nothing. Okay. That just tell me that you have no idea what it is. So I show you today 2 ways, enlightenment way, right? One is the way to clear the mind. This is the sudden enlightenment, the Zen way. The second is Amen or Amitabha. Amitabha. You rest and let the nature take its course. And then when you're ready, you say Amitabha. So at the rest here, see whether your awareness, you're mindful of everything around you and everything. Just do it 10 times and see. Okay. So this is to show you that, number one, let's not talk about think about nothing. When you talk about think about nothing, that means you just doesn't understand the mind calculator. It doesn't understand how to handle it. The second, let's not tell everybody that clearing your mind is basically impossible unless you are dead and enlightenment or enlightenment. Well, you don't have to be, I just show you, you don't have to be dead or enlightenment. You can clear your mind. In fact, we all going to our Sunday school, our temple, when we pray, doing the prayer, we all can clear our mind. Okay? So let's drop this two concepts, because this is trouble. The more you get into this pseudo Buddha Dharma stuff and the philosophical stuff, is going to cause trouble. You're not going to get anywhere of it. Okay? Now, speaking of enlightenment, enlightenment. Enlightenment is not about clearing the mind. Enlightenment is not about having this space. Enlightenment is like this calculator. Enlightenment means that you can have the screen, the display clear as you like it, and you can punch in any number if you like to do calculations. Enlightenment means not attached to anything, not have preference. I have to do this, I have to do that. Okay, that's enlightenment. Okay, not attached. So like this calculator, it is a calculator, so you better be able to do calculations and you be able to clear it. The mind is like that. It's not attached to, oh, I have to have a clear mind all the time, like a clear display. If you have a clear display, then the calculator is no longer a calculator. Okay? So you attach to the clear display, or you attach to some kinds of visualization. That is not enlightenment. That's called screw up. That's called attachment. So enlightenment is not attached. Okay? And also you do not want to attach to the more space. I want to create my mindfulness, create more space. You know what? You take a vacations, okay? Take a vacations. You have a clear, more space. What can you vacation every day? You can. So the clear, they have more space. Is a problem in the daily life. How the world you can have this space like in when you are in vacation Bali, in Himalaya, okay? So enlightenment is not attached. Not attached is a dynamic, not attached to anything. Okay, you use it, it's like the calculator. You can clear the display, you can do the calculation as is needed. It's not chasing for a clear display, or I want this meditation, I get this space. Asking for those space is called attach or chasing for state. And that's where one get the trouble. Okay? Chasing for state. So we need to be clear. It's not about this space everything. Meditations, the practice of the mind is so that we be able to clear our mind when we need it. We be able to think and imagination to solve problem when we need it. It's not about we have this space, like I sit in front of the Lake Toba beside my in Indonesia, beside my hometown, that I think nothing. Okay, it's not that. Okay, so this is about enlightenment. Now, the last thing I want to show you guys is this. Because the meditations always linked with Qigong, Qi. Right? And then you can see people say, well, I have this Qi flowing my body when I meditate. I have this this energy from my come down from my top of my head to going down, rooted to the ground, all kind of stuff. Let's cut it off. Cut those things off about all this energy. I call this energy fantasy. Okay, be it in Qigong or meditation, those are fantasy. If you want to know about real Qi, let me show you what real Qi is. Today, we be able to really quantize the basic level of Qi or energy. We be able to make it data driven. Okay, so as you see that in the 4-layer models, This is the energy neural layer, which is a Qi layer. I don't want to use the name Qi. I use this energy neural. This is from my new Vivo 4, the Garmin Vivo 4. Within that, there is a body battery, the body battery plot there, meaning that my energy, my Qi, okay? If you look at that, you look at this, when I'm in high stress, this is stress. You see, I drain my energy. And then when I rest down here, I charge my energy. That is Qi. That is scientific Qi. That is the quantizable Qi. That is the data-driven Qi. So anybody who say that they have Qigong, they have the Qi and energy, they be able to know this. Okay, at least they will have to be able to know this. If they don't know this, what good is those Qi, okay, energy from the chakra, from the heaven, from the divine, and routing all this kind of thing? Well, you don't even know this, and now the science can do this. So you get people who say, well, I have Qigong and everything. Well, let them use this thing and they'll check them for the all day long, 24 hours, and see how they manage this thing. And in Qigong, there's dissipating, okay? There's a dissipating phase. This is called the charging phase, okay? As I wrote in this book, okay? You can see now, and also you see that not every rest is charging. You see this blue thing, this blue here? You see it just stays flat. It doesn't dissipate, but it doesn't charge, okay? Now, why I bring it up? I brought it up is because this. Remember our this awareness and calmness map? This is calmness, this is awareness, and this is calmness 1, calmness 2, okay? And for Qigong, we say that we need to have going this way, okay? Like more than 1.5 so forth. The first is just the relaxed state, okay? So just make it clear here. So between 0 and 1, this is called relaxation. And then if you want to practice Qigong, you want to start from 1 upward, okay? Or 1.5 upward. It is this. It is this. You see, this is in the relaxed state. But it's not going to charge, it's not charging like here. It's not charging like here. It is stay there. You just keep it there. It's not charging. Okay, it doesn't dissipate. It is not charging. So if you're in the relaxed state, well, you're in relaxed state doesn't mean that you really have the Qigong capability, because you cannot charge your body. Okay? So that is the difference. And the same thing is also with this map, right? One can have this feeling, peaceful feeling or mindfulness feeling in between 0 and 1. But wait a minute. There are range, level of calmness. That thing is not here. That thing is not at this level. So in other words that so this is 2, 1, okay? So whatever the practice, whatever the pseudo Buddha Dharma or relaxed meditation or entertainment meditation, you can have some kind of peace here or some space here. But that is very different from the guy who have this, who have the calmness, say, at the 3, and then have an awareness of 3, and be able to do the inside meditation of vipassana or the external investigation. This is different stuff. That's why, again, I said mindfulness is a function of calmness. And also the Qigong. Over here, as you can see from here, unless you go through more than here, you can charge up your Qi. You see this? This is rest, but it's not real rest. You have to go downward. Go downward more in order to charge. Okay. So you want to play with Qigong without those handling, those process step and those skill. It really go nowhere. So it's not about I know, oh, thinking nothing, or I call this meditation, that meditations, or be able to motivate you, motivate, or have space. It's not about that. It's about, do you have the skill developed? If you want to have meditations, the result from meditations, you need to know the process step. You need to develop the skill. Okay, and you want to have the handling of the Qi. You need to develop the skill. Again, have the process steps too. So one be able to track this. Okay, so this is called, see this? Body battery. You see the battery going downward when there's a lot of activity. And over here, I go meditate, but it's not charging it. It's not enough, deep enough meditation to charge it. And it just makes sure that it doesn't drop faster. So it is sustained there. And then when the more activity is drop down, and then over here, go deeper meditations and going upward, charging. Okay. So this is what the reality is. Okay. So this is what I like to share with you. I know this is a long video, but this is not about to show you, I learned from my grandmaster, or I have my theory. This is show you what exactly it is going on. And that's why I say anybody who practice this way can go to any laboratory, because right now we can check this. Can you get there? Okay, so you understand also that you can see also that you need to have the calmness in order to charge it. Say this is calmness 1, this is calmness as awareness. You want to have Qigong, you have to have the calmness 1, and all this meditation stuff and the Qigong stuff all lump into one. It is human, the life, the science of life, human science of life. It is the science of life. It's no different than making this marker, mass production, productions of this marker. Okay, so I'll share with you today is because I like to have everybody who invests on meditations, on Qigong, be able to get result. I'm not here to shooting at anybody. It need to be said. If it's not to be said, everybody can go start doing the pseudo dharma, or just going to the Buddhist study. What good is it? Or the pseudo Qigong, or the pseudo Qigong study. If you really go investigate Qigong, which is the new term coined with the ancient Chinese technology, Buddhism, and even yoga, they are science of life. They are technology. Well, then you say, well, why you say that yoga is science of life? Well, look at it. Didn't the Buddhists call it yoga cara bhumi? Yoga cara bhumi. Your state, the process and the state of attaining or accomplishment of the of the desired state, or the calmness, or the awareness, or the vipassana, or the samatha. Okay, they call it yoga, right? So to summarize, today I show you, what is this going on here with the different types of like the Buddha Dhammas, Buddhist study, Buddhism, pseudo Buddha Dhamma, and I also show you that you don't have to be Buddhist or convert to Buddhism to clear your mind. You can pray using the prayer Amen, Amen, to get into the clear the mind. Clear mind is not a patent or belongs or monopolized of Buddhism. Anybody can have it. All religions are equal. All can have it. Okay? It's the same. We're human. And Qigong, we're going to talk about Qi, instead of talking about all this flying around like in the movie, you need to handle your body battery. If the body battery is not handled, what is that Qigong good about? So this is to share with you today.